Good afternoon, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a live stream with your man, Mr. Kim-Man. A lovely Wednesday afternoon. Trying to get the live. Sorry, guys. Trying to get this live stream, the chat working. Bear with me. Where can I see it? 1 second, guys. Where is it, though? Edit. There we go. All right, guys, welcome. Sorry about that. Just trying to get the live chat going. How's everybody's day going? Purpose of this live stream, I'm sure you saw the title. Tips for people coming to the island for the first time. I honestly wish, before I came here, I wish I looked on YouTube and found advice for people who first come here, because it would have been quite helpful. Because when I first came here, it was a bit different from Canada. It's similar kind of culture, both based off the British system. But there was certain things I wish I would known and did back then that I know now that I should have done. I guess I'll start with the first thing, is the car license fiasco. So I remember before I came here, I went to my insurance company in Canada called ICBC, which is the Insurance Corporation British Columbia, which is a government corporation. And I got this, it's called a vehicle. I got a international driving permit, which was supposedly I could use it here. I could use it here for driving, but I never really used it. I never got my license until this year. But you have the option to exchange your license within the first, I think 3 months or 6 months to be on island. Depending on where you get your license from, you can exchange it and get a Canadian license. So definitely do that when you get here. Make sure you do that, because that will save you time and money. Because, me and Gabby got our licenses this year, and it was a bit of a fiasco. I really wish I would have exchanged it when I first got on the island. Depends where you're coming from and what kind of class your driver's license is, from which country. But if I would have had when I first came, obviously I had my valid, it was an Ontario license, it was British Columbia license. And I wish I would have, could have exchanged it for a better license. So it is what it is. I'll know for next time. But yeah, that's the big tip, is make sure you exchange your license right away, unless you don't want to get a car. Having a car here is very helpful, I think. Here, let's move. It's the quality. There we go. That's better. There we are. Okay. What was I saying? Yeah, so you want to exchange your license right away. If you're getting a car, you don't need to necessarily have a car on this island. I think it definitely makes your life a lot helpful. Like I never had a car um, for the first like 4 or 5 years on island, and you can survive. You know, if you get a bike, you can get your bike to get you from A to B. There's the public bus transportation, which is it's okay. It's not the best, but I guess it's workable. The buses go up and down West Bay Road, so there's um, you never have an issue of catching them. Depending, well, if you're leaving to work in the early morning or if you're leaving late evening, you might have an issue. But during the day, the morning, afternoon, there's lots of buses going up. So the public transportation could be, I think, better here. But you know, for a small island, Caribbean island, I think it serves its purpose and it's okay. You know, you can get to. I've been using it for the first 4 years, 5 years on island, and I've been doing okay. I think I had a bike. I still have a bike. You can see it behind me, and right now I got a flat tire, and I've kind of given up on trying to get it fixed. But I should get it fixed in the next few weeks, just to save myself the. It'd be nice just to ride it around and get some exercise going biking. So I love to do that. So yeah, driving, exchange your license when you come here. It'll save you a lot of headache instead of going through the tests, which I had to do. Me and Gabby had to do, and we spent a lot of money on the tests and getting this license. So get that is done. Another tip is, I guess, do some research before you come here. You know, ask people if you're on Facebook. You know, see if you know people who live here, or just ask around on places to live. I'd recommend living like Georgetown, West Bay, because generally where you work is close to either of those areas. Most of the offices, if you're a lawyer or in the financial sector, is in Georgetown, 7 mile corridor, or even Camana Bay. So yeah, I would try and find a place in the West Bay area, Georgetown area, just because of the convenience and location. Everything is located very close together. That's I think the positive of this island, that you don't have to go too far, and unless you live like in East End, then you will have to drive quite a decent mileage to get to Georgetown if you work in Georgetown. So it just depends on where you live. Yeah, and also be prepared like to create a budget too, and make sure, see how much you'll be earning to your expenses, because this is an expensive island. I've said that many times, and we've showed you guys like the supermarkets and the cost of buying groceries here, which is quite hefty. You know, the supermarket is expensive because a lot of items have to be imported. They do grow some fruits and vegetables here and other things like dairy products, but most of it's imported from the States or Central America. So it's tough to get things here. Yeah, like there's Foster's, which is the biggest chain. There's, I think, 3 or 4 locations. Kirk's, where Gabby works, is the second one. It's really good. Only one location, unfortunately, located on Eastern Avenue. It's a great store, you know, really good quality. I think it's a little bit more expensive, slightly more expensive than Foster's, but I think it's really nice. So I recommend that one, especially Kirk's. You can get stuff. Foster's, I would say is okay. It's not the best, but there's multiple locations, so the convenience of it is probably better for Kirk's. Like if you live in West Bay, you know, there's a Foster's in West Bay, so you most likely go there because it's right there instead of going further to Kirk's. So yeah, the food shopping, you can pretty much get anything you want here, but you're gonna pay a price. They get a lot of things from all around the world, so you can get a lot of different like items. If you're English, you'll get a lot of English food, and if you're from Philippines, you get a lot of Filipino food, in India, so on and so forth. So yeah. Also, when you find a place, I recommend you buy bottled water. The drinking water here, you can drink it, but the taste is not very good. I've never really liked the tap water here. How they get the drinking water here is through desalination. I think I'm saying that right, where they basically to get the water from the ocean and take out the salt. And it just doesn't taste right compared to the water back home, especially in Canada, like where I think we have really good drinking water. So it's yeah, like we buy these like big kind of 5-gallon containers of water. You buy from the gas station, and they're actually quite reasonable. It's like 735 CI for 5 gallons. So that's actually quite good. That lasts us for maybe like 2-3 weeks, depending on how much you drink. So that's a good option. I definitely recommend you looking for that. One second, guys. Momento. Okay, sorry about that. There we are. Hey, Jason. Yeah, I will do that very soon. Thank you for the reminder, actually. Maybe I can try and film it tomorrow, actually. Yeah, my apologies about that. Yeah, video of the beach down by the Marriott, both North Sound. So you just want me to take a video of the beach area, like south of the Marriott, that area? Yeah, I can definitely do that. I can tell you, like the beach past the Marriott, when you're walking like into town, Georgetown, the beach is pretty much non-existent there. It's mostly water and rocks, but I can definitely check it out for you maybe tomorrow and take a video and share that with you guys. The beach there, just shocking. I have these old photos of back in the day, like 5 years ago when I first arrived, and the beach there was huge. And even the beaches, I assume, further like to the left, where Comfort Suites used to be and the other condos, was much bigger, and just the waves and the current washed away. Yep, I can definitely do that. Yeah, no problem, Jason. I'll try to do that tomorrow. But yeah, the beach there, it's come back a little bit, but it's still super small. And the hotel is trying to reopen. Like they got a new general manager now. It was actually was the hotel manager of the Ritz-Carlton, a fellow named of Hermes. And it's a lovely hotel, but they have no beach really, and they call it the Grand Cayman Beach House, or the Grand Cayman Marriott Beach Resort. They kind of market it as a beach house, but there's no beach really. It's quite sad, and I'm not sure because that the Marriott has this like massive patio area where the concrete extends. I'm not sure if they built the property too close to the ocean, which arguably a lot of places were built too close to the water. I've been seeing old photos of Cayman in the 70s and 80s, and you can see the difference of the beach is just night and day. It's crazy. As I said before, this island's gotten too busy for its own good, and just people are getting too greedy, and they want to build Seminole Beach. And like even right now, there's I'm not sure what it's going to be, but there are these two buildings that are being constructed on West Bay Road just before the turn right by Public Beach, and it's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It's just too much building happening here. It's just crazy. Like they're trying to make this place like the Dubai of the Caribbean. It's like, I don't know, it's out of control. So I really want that to change because it's just getting too much. Yeah, Veranda's a lovely restaurant. I've eaten there too. It's a lovely place, especially for. I've only dined there for lunch, but the atmosphere is great. It's yeah, it's a lovely. They have like seafood, good fish, and good burgers and stuff like that. It was a great restaurant, and when I was working there, Veranda would always be pretty busy for the lunch and dinner time. But it'd be so hot up there. I always like. I don't know how like my fellow colleagues can like work in that condition. Like you're wearing these like aprons and these nice shirts, and you're outside, and it's humid and hot, and you have the sun and all that. It's just like crazy. It's super crazy, but it is a lovely restaurant. They have really good food there at the Marriott. They have Anchor and Den inside. Yeah, the new Comfort Suites is now called Hampton by Hilton. Yes, it's Dart purchased Comfort Suites maybe like 2 years ago or so. That's where actually I'm going to work. So yeah, right now it's almost finished up with the construction, the renovations. But yeah, it's should be a nice hotel. There's actually more hotels being like opening up on the island, which is good and bad, I guess. You know, there's also a new hotel that's supposedly going to be built by the Kimpton. So where I am, kind of by Foster Bay Villas, like an Indigo, I think it's called. It's going to be interesting to see the next few years. Yeah, they remodeled it. They kind of renovated it too. So it's the exact same building, but just different name, different colors, and different inside, I would say. I would assume be nicer. I actually stayed in Comfort Suites one time, a couple years ago when we had the dumpster fire where we used to live in Lakeside, and we had to evacuate, and we stayed there for one night, and it wasn't too bad actually. Stingers, it was still there, but I think it's no longer there right now. It's going to be a different restaurant. I'm not sure the name though, but it used to be there, but no longer, I don't think. So I've actually never eaten there, but I've always seen the sign on the beach like saying Stingers this way, and like when you're outside on West Bay Road, there's a sign saying come get Stingers. So, but yeah, it was a popular spot. Comfort Suites did pretty good. And yeah, Royal Palms, the the beach bar there right now. It's like it's sad. It's just like it's like abandoned. It's like non-existent there, and no doubt Dart is going to reopen that. They're going to do something. They're going to revamp it for when the border is going to reopen, because they're not going to leave that land as empty. It's a valuable piece of land. But even the beach there in front of that restaurant has washed away too. It's even to the right of Royal Palms is the restaurant bar called Coral Beach Club, which is also, I believe, Dart owned, and it closed its doors. They're going to reopen, I think, for when the borders reopen. But like we went there when they reopened, when the restrictions were eased here on the island. They opened up, and it was a busy place. Like a lot of people, when the quarantine was restricted and the restrictions, people wanted to go out, and people wanted to go to the beach. So they went to Coral Beach, and it was packed. Like it was super busy. Like they had a decent beach out front. They had these picnic tables with umbrellas and chairs, and it was super busy. And then the current just took away the sand and everything. And it's like you go there now, it's like crazy. Yeah, it's now pretty much non-existent. Um, the beach there to begin with is very small. But yeah, now I can't see it being very big, and I don't think it will ever come back to what it was a few years ago. It's really too bad. It was a small beach, but it was, yeah. Right now it's gone. It's really a shame. They were trying to do, when I was still at the Marriott a few years ago. They were trying to do something to like bring some sand in to make the beach bigger, but I don't think that never got approved, or they just gave up on it. Yeah, it was just like a real headache, because like my last year, I remember Fernando. Yeah, Fernando. He's the Spanish guy. Yeah, he's a nice guy. I had a coworker named Lloyd who would always go talk to him because they're both Spanish. But yeah, what was I saying? I forgot my train of thought. But yeah, that whole area. Oh, what was I saying? Yeah, the whole area of 7 Mile Beach is no longer. The beach at the Westin, for instance, is still the same. It's maybe even bigger. It's super nice. That's the biggest beach in 7 Mile Beach. It's like the width is huge. They've never had that problem. Also, the hotel is built further back too, so that's good for the hotel. But that beach is amazing. And even at the Ritz, the beach there is still pretty big. In the middle there, it's good. Like by Governors in that area, the beach is not seeing as much erosion. But if you go to the very north, like by West Bay Public Beach, that area beach there, and is getting washed out too. It's all happening at the south and north bottoms, top and bottom of the beach. The sand is just disappearing, and it's not coming back. I know it's seasonal, so it might come back a little bit and then get washed away again. So like these properties, like these condos and hotels, are just getting financially ruined because people come here for the beach, right? Yeah, Sunshine Suites is a nice place too. We actually stayed there once as well when we had to evacuate. After we went to Comfort Suites, the next night we stayed at Sunshine Suites. Sorry, that's a tongue twister. Yeah, it's very nice, very comfortable. I love those rooms. Like that's all you really need. Not very fancy, it checks off all my boxes. Nice little pool, and the bonus is that those guests get to use the Westin Beach, and you get to use the facilities there, which is amazing because both properties are owned by called the Pyramid Group, which is the own hotels in I think just the United States and here. So, but yeah, it's very nice. It's not like luxury. I think it's like very basic, but it's all you really need. And if you stay in your room while you're here, like for your vacation, you're not doing it right. If you stay in your room for the whole time, it's not a good idea. But as long as you have the bare essentials, it's good. So, yeah, Sunshine Suites, great place. I've never been to the Holiday Inn, which is on the other side of the road by the Ritz. Hey, Jamie, how are you? Thank you for watching. Are there any areas in Grand Cayman to avoid? I wouldn't say so. Like there's one area that I don't frequent too much called Dog City. It's kind of on Eastern Avenue, and I wouldn't go there at night. And there's some parts of Georgetown, which like on Mary Street, is not the best. Thank you, Jason, for joining us. My pleasure. And I'll make sure to maybe film that video for you tomorrow. I'm going to show you that section of the beach. All right. Thank you for watching, sir, and take care. All the best. Yeah. So there's a few areas, like I would say some parts of Georgetown at night is not the best. And some parts of West Bay, it's like any other kind of big city. There's some parts that are not the best, and you don't want to go out at night, but overall, I would say this island is quite safe. There's been maybe a slight increase in crime, but this island is super safe. We have a population now. They say the population is in the 70,000. Originally, the government before this new government said the population was around 60,000 and change, but they apparently made a mistake. So, but yeah, there's not too many bad places here in Grand Cayman that I would avoid. Just be smart and have common sense. That's all that you need, really. So, hopefully that answers your question, Jamie. Jamie, where are you watching from, by the way? Are you from Canada, the States, somewhere else? Canada. Woohoo. My country. Where in Canada, my friend? Are you in Toronto, Vancouver, Winnipeg, Quebec, Maritimes? Prairies, Winnipeg. Okay. Sorry about your Jets, man. We both got defeated by the Montreal Canadiens. Bastards. I've never been to Winnipeg. I've always felt this. I should drive across Canada one of these days. I know my father drove a couple years ago, or not, more than a couple years ago when I was a kid. So maybe 15, 20 years ago, he drove from Toronto to Vancouver, but he went through like Montana, the Dakotas, kind of the northern part of the U.S. But I would love to drive from Vancouver to like Toronto. Hello, Samar. Alice, oh, shit. What did I say? Alaikum salam. Am I saying that right? Peace with you. Watching from Pakistan. Cheers. I used to have some friends from Pakistan who used to work at the Ritz-Carlton with me. Nice people, very nice people. Where in Pakistan are you watching from? You from Karachi? Lahore? Very nice people. I had nothing bad to say about the Pakistanis. Very hardworking people, very nice. So are the Indians too, your neighbors. I always wanted to. I know like the two countries aren't on good terms. I wish they could come to some agreement and have good relations because they're very similar culture-wise. Like them and the people from Bangladesh and Sri Lanka, you're all kind of similar cultures, So it's always sad to see them fighting on the Kashmir area, and I always ask the question too because I got we have a lot of Indian nationals here in Grand Cayman, and I always ask them, can they travel to Pakistan? They're like, no. They can't visit Pakistan, and vice versa. I don't think Pakistanis can go to India. I'm a big fan of the YouTuber Carl Rock, who lives in India. Like he has an Indian wife, and he's been to Pakistan a few times now. He's been traveling and showing the world what the Western media doesn't show. The Western media portrays Pakistan as a bad place, and it's not the case though. But thank you for watching. I really appreciate you taking the time of the day to come join this live stream. But what city are you from in Pakistan? What city are you from, if I may ask? Okay, so going back to the topic of discussion, which is tips on new arrivals coming to the island. I mentioned about the driver's license. Make sure you exchange that right away. Do your own due diligence on where you want to live. Kind of create a budget. I recommend living in Westbury or Georgetown, which is I would say affordable. The 7 Mile corridor is pretty pricey, but sometimes you can get lucky. I've never heard of that. Is that a city or is that a region? Gujranwala. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. But yeah, make sure you find a good place. There's a lot of Facebook groups that can help newcomers come to. Hey, Jason, welcome back again. Video the Hampton if you can. Yeah, I can video outside and try show you the outside of it. I can definitely try and do that for you, sir. No worries. Hopefully it's a nice day in New York. New York. Yeah, anytime, my friend. Anytime. Are you a hockey fan, Jason? I think the Islanders are doing well in the playoffs, no? If I'm mistaken, they're doing quite well. Let's see, other tips. The company called Dart, which is one of the biggest landowners on the island. They also own a bunch of companies. They have this card called the Pollen Card, which you can use it at different stores. You can gather points for obviously how much you spend. But I recommend you get one of those cards when you come here. If you're purchasing different products, different stores, they might accept that card. So the Pollen Card is very handy to have. Let's see what other tips I have. We have 2 cell phone providers on the island, Digicel and Flow. They're both very good cellular providers. I have Digicel and Gabby has Flow. Honestly, I don't think there's a big difference between them. You get both great coverage no matter where you are, I think. They have good internet speed, so there's no real difference in regards to that. Yeah. Do you guys have any questions for me while I'm still? Any questions so far? Looks like a nice day right now. I went to, I'm not sure if you see my Foster's video. I did a video on this grocery store where I went today. It's a Camana Bay location, which Camana Bay is like our outdoor mall. It's very nice. Camana Bay is from our place. We drive there. It's maybe like 10 minutes down the road. It's a huge area of outdoor space. They have residential areas, businesses, commercial stores, like clothing stores, you name it, they have it there. It's also Dart built it up, so it's been. I'm not sure when it first opened, like a few years ago, but it's very nice. Very spacious. It's expensive though, as the thing is very expensive. Gabby can attest to that. We've been there multiple times. If you've been following our channel for a few months now, we've been there a bunch of times. They have a movie theater too there, which is nice, which is awesome. The movie theater there is they show all of the new movies, sometimes old movies too. They have a few clothing store options, but again, very expensive. You're gonna spend a lot of money on clothes there. I actually wanted to take you guys and show you the new J. Michaels, which is their clothing store. It's not like high end, but it's like, I would say it's the best option if you need some like basic items like pants or a shirt like this, kind of casual stuff, not too fancy. J. Michaels is probably the best place to buy clothes on the island. Besides that, we don't have Old Navy. It's kind of like an Old Navy kind of store. It moved locations. Before it was in this kind of small store. It was so cramped up. It was. I remember going there with Gabby a few times in the past, and it was super small. And they actually took over this old location where the Foster's used to be, and it's so much bigger. Like it's crazy. It's so much bigger. So we actually went there a few weeks ago. It's been open now for I think almost a month, and it's actually quite nice. It's really big. It's really more spacious. I would say there's a little bit more options, but also that's another tip. Make sure if you're coming here to work, you have all the things you need, like clothes, technology products. Because if you need something here, like we do have it's not like it's not an Apple store, but it's like an Apple verified, qualified kind of. It's like an Apple store basically, but it's not Apple. It's not an Apple store, but if you need like a new charger or something, I recommend you buy it back home because it'll probably be a lot more expensive here. Same thing with clothes. Clothes is very expensive. Yeah, it's always before you come here, buy stuff that you will need, because if you come here and you say, oh, I need this and that, it's going to be expensive. Anyways, guys, I think I'm going to wrap it up for this live stream. Hopefully you found the information useful. Hopefully I answered some questions, or if you have any questions, any further questions, always comment in the video and I'll try to do my best to answer them. Anyways, guys, I really appreciate everyone who's watched and come out to watch this live stream. And we'll see you very soon, guys. Take care and have a great day. All right. Bye-bye.